less than MVP guys, they're not going to score enough runs, I don't think.
Yeah, I mean they've um, the pitching though. I think it's like a massive thing though, isn't it?
I think they've got the best rotation in baseball at the moment.
Yeah, this what makes them favourites really. I think is the rotation now. Whereas before they were like World Series contender really, where they had a ridiculous lineup and the rotation. They've basically just made the lineup weaker for, I don't know, to save money or whatever. I don't know.
I think it was money. I mean, they've also got Shane Bieber coming at them, who could be like their fifth guy, who's projected to be really, really good.
But to me, it feels like a lot of this offseason was almost like reacting to how the rest of the division is at the moment. Whereas especially with the Twins having that year, where last year they blew 500, they're sort of expecting that they're not really much of a threat at the moment. And they feel like, they're just so far ahead, they can still afford to have quite a lot of a worse team and still be the best team in their division comfortably.
Yeah, which is kind of sad though, because it's like they were, even last year, they were quite a lot worse than the other best three in the American League.
Yeah.
And they've just gone. It's not. I guess anything can happen in the playoffs. Obviously, like the best team doesn't necessarily win it, but they've not gone like we're going to try and be as good as the Astros or the Red Sox. They've sort of gone. We just need to be better than the Twins.
Yeah.
I get it. It's just a bit of a shame, I think.
It is. I also though the position they were in, there didn't seem like there was much opportunity for them to get much better. I mean, they've not got any like prospects coming through, and a lot of their guys are coming to the end of their contracts. Like, is Kluber's free agent next year? Is he? I mean, apart from Lindor and Ramirez, that's like they've got them locked down for a while. But like
Kluber's there for a while yet.
Is he?
Kluber's got a ridiculously team-friendly deal. He's 17 million this year, and then team options at 17.5 and 18 for the next 2 years after that.
Maybe not Kluber. It's Bauer, isn't it? Bauer's a agent.
Maybe.
Bauer. I think they've had quite a few of their like key players with free agents next year. I'm pretty sure.
Well, they lost three this year was the big thing. I think was that losing Miller, Allen, and Brantley was pretty significant.
Yeah, maybe it was Encarnacion was one of them. So I think it's partly why they've done this is they're sort of if they hadn't sort of made some sort of move to I don't know. The way I say, is Carlos Santana under longer control? I don't know, but
I think he is.
I feel like part of it is that it's almost like a prerequisite to next off season when they're losing quite a few more guys, and it's sort of that almost would have forced them into a rebuild next year, and it might do still, but it's I don't know. Maybe they're sort of doing it like half and half, just slowly stepping down instead of the usual.
We're done now.
At one time. Which
they traded away Yan Gomes as well. I forgot about
that. Yeah.
Which isn't wildly massive, but it's something, isn't it? I mean, he was an okay hitter, league average-ish hitter down their lineup, and they just sort of got rid of him and have replaced him with, I think, Kevin Plawecki, I want to say.
Yeah.
Just not indeed. How close do you think they'll get pushed by the Twins?
I mean, that is the things they thought they're a lot further ahead than they actually are.
Yeah.
But because, I mean, well, obviously you had like Lindor and Ramirez having like all-time great seasons for them. And there a few other guys had good years last year?
Not really. I mean, it's part of the reason they only won 91 rather than winning a load more. But like lots of solid stuff, like this is actually quite small sample size stuff, but just
basically your point with they're almost relying on Lindor Ramirez to be that good again. Like if one of them gets injured, or they're just a little bit worse, because generally I think.
Well, Lindor is injured.
Oh, is he?
he hurt his calf a few weeks ago. He's only going to miss like a fortnight at the start of the
Oh right.
year. But it's like, what's that lineup going to look like on opening day? It's not division-winning lineup, is it really?
No, unless it might be in this division. But basically, the Twins, even if they hadn't made moves, um, like made big improvements to their roster, possibly may have been better than they were last year anyway, from bounce backs from like Buxton, Sano maybe, and some other people. And the Indians, if they hadn't made moves, there's a good chance that they were not as good anyway as last year. I mean, well, I guess because the guys had lost to free agency, but like if they'd not traded away some of their guys that weren't free agents, they may have been worse anyway because of Lindon Ramirez not being quite as good or missing time or whatever.
Yeah,
And that combined with the Indians having a worse roster and the Twins having a better roster, I think makes it actually quite a lot closer than a lot of people are going to expect. I think.
yeah. I don't know. We made out at the start of this like this was the least competitive division, and basically the more I've looked at this, although I've done it for previewing both of the teams for the website already, I'm increasingly convinced it's not. I think the AL West might be less competitive than this, and maybe even the NL West. I don't know, but I think the Twins could definitely push them here. That lineup's like really quite solid that they've got, and the Indians one is just even with those two being that good, they need like Carlos Santana needs to be better than he was last year again. Um,
Yeah.
and it's just a bit meh, isn't it? I mean, like Leonis Martin, Tyler Naquin, Greg Allen, these guys are going to be like low 700s OPS, maybe lower than that, and they're going to be that's three spots in your lineup done already. That's not nice.
Yeah, they could definitely have a bad season. There's a good chance of a bad season. It seems like.
I'd say of all the teams that for the complaints about teams not spending, I'd put the Indians as like the one of the worst examples of that. Is that they are actually
Yeah.
in a position to talk about like not trying to win. It's not taking advantage of when you're in a position to win is the big thing, and that's really what they've done
Yeah.
here. Is they've
What they could have like re-signed Brantley or something, or signed a free agent to keep their window going. But instead
yeah
they've basically chosen to shorten their window, or at least make their window not as good.
they could have got McCutcheon.
Yeah,
Um,
that seems like a perfect fit.
they could have got like Marwin Gonzalez, and I mean their outfield is so weak on these like on projections and stuff that a lot of guys would have made it a bit better. Um, so they're pretty frustrating, I think, but it should make the division interesting, which is always good.
Yeah. Anyway, I think we've covered the whole division now, and almost in reverse order. Uh,
Yeah,
well, from the bad teams to the not so bad, but none of them are like no one considers any of these teams favourites of the World Series at the moment, do they? Or even close.
no,
Most other divisions have someone that you know at least have at least one team that people like. Someone thinks is going to win the World Series or has got a very good chance, but I don't think they do really anyone in this division.
no, not at all.
I mean, you'd be surprised if the wild card place goes to this division. So it's the Twins or the Indians in the postseason, and I think either one is probably going to go out in the division series.
Yeah, I'd be amazed if you got much of it. And the Twins, by virtue of playing so many games against three potentially dreadful teams, could get the wild card, and they've got a chance of getting the wild
Yeah,
card.
I guess there's that side of it,
But
but also I think that they not or every team in this division is going to have quite a bad record against the other divisions.
yeah, yeah, that's the thing with that is that they might not win any games against teams outside the division.
Yeah, well, apart from all the other tanking teams in the American League,
Yeah,
which is really where most of the tanking teams are that people complain about. It's like nearly all of them are American League teams, aren't they, at the moment? There's not many, I don't think, in the National League that you could really argue and not trying to win.
no, no, I don't think so. I know, there's a link between those two things, obviously, that you have the superpowers that did include the Indians until recently, really. You have
Yeah,
like the Astros, Red Sox, Yankees, particularly the other two because they're going to spend more than everyone else as well. That does make other teams tank. I mean, that's kind of the thing here that people refuse to acknowledge.
yeah. We actually better stop, to be
Yeah,
honest.
which division should we do next, do you reckon?
I don't know. Should we save the good ones? I don't know which are the best, but do you think we should go? Should we do a National League? Do you think we should alternate between American League and National League or something?
Yeah, we
Or do you
could
want to
do.
do all American League?
I was thinking AL West is the next
Next,
least
the
interesting for
next
me.
bad, next no, next bad. All that means. But yeah, AL West. You say?
Yeah,
Um, yeah, it was. It's not quite. It's not going to be as interesting as last year, is it? But yeah. So yeah, AL West next time.
yeah.
All right. See you then, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.